Welcome into the Sports Call Recap. JJ Jackson with Ryan Lavoie. The Auburn Tigers have lost their first game of the 2019 season. The Florida Gators defeat Auburn 24-13. And Ryan, when you look at this football game, it really comes and it starts with Bo Nix, that quarterback for Auburn.
Well, it was a wild game, and we'll start with Bo Nix, but of course there were turnovers on both sides. I think a sentiment that fans will feel is that Gus Malzahn did not put Bo Nix in a good position in this game. I would disagree with that. I think could he have put him in a better position at times? Maybe. But you take this drive towards the middle of the fourth quarter. Auburn was down 17-13. They just hit a big play to Seth Williams. They had a second and about 7 or 8 at the 10-yard line. It was an RPO. Seth Williams was open on the slant play. Bo Nix put it behind him. He missed it. And then false start penalty, 3rd and 12. Bo trying to do too much, throws a pick in the end zone to get no points out of it. That's not a Gus Malzahn thing. That was a Bo Nix play. Other examples, Bo Nix trying to fit balls in. And of course, in the first half, his interception, that one-handed interception, great interception, but still a very tight throw to make. Play was open. Will Route, you could have gotten just a little bit over the defender, but Will Route was there. So I don't think Gus Malzahn is to blame for this. As much as some fans would love to do that. And look, this doesn't mean you just say Bo Nix is awful either, but you just have to recognize that in this game, Bo Nix could have done more, and that he did struggle. He played his worst game at all.
There's also a play. Bo Nix took a 22-yard sack, which certainly doesn't help the Tigers when they were in field goal range at one point there in the fourth quarter. 24-13, your final score. It was a wild start to that game. The Auburn Tigers forced 4 turnovers defensively, but off of those turnovers, Ryan, they only have 6 points to show for it.
Right, and misfortune. And once again, you can't blame players for this, but for example, Derek Brown picks up a fumble. Great return for about 50 or 60 yards. Then the turf monster gets him about the 35-yard line. Auburn didn't score off of that. That's a tough pill to swallow, because Derek Brown probably would have scored if he'd stayed on his feet. Once again, can't blame the guy. Derek Brown was insane today. He also had another forced turnover on foul traps. So Derek Brown played great football. I think the defensive line in general played great football, causing havoc. But we saw there were some situations where linebackers got matched up with receivers. Foul traps took advantage of that. So that was probably their biggest flaw today. But the D-line was spectacular. They forced a lot of havoc, and as you mentioned,
Bye week coming up for the Auburn Tigers next week, and then they're back on the road October 19th at Arkansas for their next SEC contest. 5-1 start to the year for the Auburn Tigers, already 2 wins over top 25 teams in the AP poll. We'll be back on the airwaves on Monday, Ryan, and I really do expect that we're going to have a pretty lively show when we come back on the air.
I think a lot of callers. I think James and Shannon will disagree with my assessment of Coach Malzahn. Totally okay. Everyone's entitled to their opinion. Look, disappointing loss, no doubt. It's a loss against an Eastern opponent. Auburn still controls its own destiny as far as the SEC West. It's a very tough road. Not trying to mince words there. It's a very, very tough road. But nevertheless, this is not in Auburn's season. You get a bye week to refresh things, kind of get a little crash course in direction against Arkansas, a team that you can hopefully beat pretty handily, and then all of a sudden you go to Baton Rouge. So the road is difficult, but by no means is this in Auburn's season or in their hopes for anything that they're trying to do.
1-888-9-TIGER-9, the phone number to call and chat with us on Monday beginning at 4 o'clock. He's Ryan Lavoie. I'm JJ Jackson from Ben Hill Griffin Stadium here in Gainesville. You're watching the Sports Call Recap.